We briefly discussed Ripple's announcement lately. It's essentially a portion of their latest advertisement. It reaffirms the existence of regulated stable currency, safe asset custody, institutional payments, and everything else on the chain. We are witnessing the beginning of it all at this precise moment. The moment has come for Trodai and crypto to work together. We don't have to speculate. We don't have to state, I believe this will occur. It shouldn't be taking place. It is currently taking place. However, the majority of individuals are unaware of it. I understand. Our main concern is price movement. Well, but the most crucial thing I want you to know is that this market's price movement is awful. However, remember that it is not related to the value of these networks. If that were the case, Bitcoin's decline in value wouldn't affect everything. There are still many connections to Bitcoin. Until that loop is broken, we won't be able to determine the true value of these assets. Let utility be the driving force behind change and keep them completely apart. However, Ripple's assertion is absolutely accurate. We'll show a clip from Jack McDonald at Ripple Swell, who we did speak with. However, I want you to understand that there is a key to institutional funding and everything moving on chain. Stablecoins are viewed as regulated commodities with a constant value. They are the primary source of this since we require a significant amount of liquidity to satisfy the enormous demand from institutional participants. Now that we have this, let's head to Jack McDonald. He is discussing the factors around the Genius Act that are contributing to steady coin growth. Stablecoins are subject to certain regulatory tailwinds. Institutions can clearly enter the market as a result. Examine it. Both cryptocurrencies and safe coins are currently popular, and I believe the Genius Act is helping steady coins gain popularity. Stablecoins have some legal advantages. This has demonstrated to institutions that they can enter this market and utilize these resources in a variety of ways. Crypto is enjoying itself and everything. And yes, listen, it's evident that regulations are being implemented when we examine the current state of cryptocurrency. The rules are rapidly getting more stringent. The Clarity Act is now in place. It is reportedly 90% of the way there. Since the Clarity Act is the final major issue for cryptocurrency, I have been keeping a close eye on that. The banks will get the all clear light to enter this market, which is why it's crucial to monitor and track these significant legal reforms as they approach passage. The significance of the Genius Act is evident. Furthermore, we saw that Jack McDonald concluded the second day of Swell 2025 on November 6th by providing additional updates regarding the ROE USD and a group conversation with OKX, Securitize, and B2C2 Group regarding the potential for stablecoins. In order to enable the settlement of cash credit card payments on XRP, we are collaborating with MasterCard, WebBank, and Gemini. Because of our expanding partnership with Securitize, private credit is now connected to tokenized treasuries. The Hamilton Lane HL due to its compatibility with the VANX USV bill. RA USD is available in scope. Over the weekend, our market worth also surpassed $1 billion. We began in 2024, and it has been less than a year since then. Just looking at RIUSD from the perspective of the stablecoin market cap on Ardua, XYZ ROD's value has increased by almost 27% in the last 30 days to approximately $1 billion. It appears like USDTB is preparing to exchange hands. We are currently nearly among the top 10 safe coins for RAUSD. Here, we have several from ROD as well. Compared to 30 days ago, this one, 1 billion is 27% greater. Here, there are somewhat less monthly transfers. The holders are up. Monthly active places are also increasing. It was evident that several of these values on the XRP system are starting to shift. We are nearly at 203 million, up 119%. Additionally, you have an excellent point of view. According to this perspective, the stablecoin market cap has increased by almost 46% during the past 30 days. RIUSD and a few other reliable coins have contributed the majority of that growth. Check out the recent post on X by Reese Merrick, who is also employed at Ripple. It dates back to the 18th century and demonstrates the 40-year race by fintech companies to create a worldwide rail system that would circumvent the correspondent banking network. As a result, there are currently thousands of Nasrovasco accounts and hundreds of banking partners. As an aside, we have consistently stated that Nasrovasco, the value of accounts is $27 trillion. If you want to check, we discussed this back in 2021. There are billions of dollars in capital that aren't used because they are being held back to cover payments. You must pay for a new account every time you enter a new corridor. More money is locked up for days with every new currency. This isn't about scale. It's simply pricey plumbing that appears to be expanding. The rules are different when it comes to stable coins. One, worldwide pool of liquidity, immediate. settlement, minimal costs, and capital effectiveness that increases with the number. At Ripple, we have stated this for many years. The solution to the repayment conundrum is not more bank accounts. It makes use of mobile digital resources such as RLPL, XRP, RLUSD, and the internet. Yes, this is the valuable web as well. We can view those Nasra Vashar accounts that are completely unlocked here. At this point, the payment situation starts to change permanently. Stablecoins play a major role in this. The administration has just given us some very important news. The SEC is the first source. The SEC has removed cryptocurrency off its list of objectives for 2026, Coinbee reported. The new test plan makes no mention of cryptography. This indicates that it is no longer regarded as a high-risk location. This is wonderful to see. The government is beginning to view cryptocurrency as a less hazardous asset class. That is no longer how the government wants to view cryptocurrency. They actually want things to improve. They want cryptocurrency to succeed. Their goal is for cryptocurrency to become the extremely valuable asset class that it was destined to be. Additionally, they want to guarantee that the system incorporates encryption. This is a really positive step on the part of the SEC, but it wasn't just the SEC. According to Bloomberg, this is from RUS Justin in cryptocurrency. According to the OC, banks may retain cryptocurrency to cover their blockchain network expenses. This may not seem significant, but it is. In essence, authorities are acknowledging public blockchains as legitimate financial infrastructure and gas fees as typical bank operating expenses. The message is modest but clear. US banks should now make advantage of crypto rails rather than doing nothing. Naturally, we also have this from November 18th from the OC. According to the OC, banks have the authority to pay gas costs, commonly referred to as crypto asset network fees. It's broken down like this. Again, we adore seeing this. Why is this so crazy? On the 18th, 4 days prior to ISO 2002 going online, this is made public. November 22nd, 2002 was the deadline for ISO 2002. Banks can now retain cryptocurrency to cover blockchain network expenses, according to the OC's confirmation. This is just awesome. I don't experience strange occurrences. We already know that Swift and many of these major companies have stated their intention to incorporate stablecoin and cryptocurrency initiatives into their plans. Is there any chance in this instance? Not in my opinion. In my opinion, this aligns with the fact that ISO 22 will be released in 4 days. It's just American bankers, according to the American Bankers Association. Well, this is a major participant in the banking industry. This came from Uphold. The largest wealth change in history is becoming apparent to banks. $80 trillion is being transferred to generations that grew up with computers and are accustomed to fast money transfers. To discuss the next steps, its CEO met with an American financier. After seeing this movie clip, we'll get straight to the next topic. Banks are beginning to recognize that the next 15 years will see the largest wealth transfer in recorded history. It's already started. The baby boomer generation was followed by Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Generations that grew up with technology will receive